2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Salt Lake City, Utah, fully illuminated tonight. And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thanks very much.
The Jazz, like Memphis, willing to grind. Thanks, D.A. A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. Wall out there with Porter. Then it's ABC. Then it's Christian Wood. And it's House in at the 3 spot. And for the Jazz, Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. Bogdanovich out there with Gobert. And it's O'Neal in at the small forward.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest fives in the NBA.
And that one, good. And Doris, tonight, 2 experienced teams will be battling.
Well, what you come to expect with experienced rosters are excellent defensive rotations, game plan discipline. These guys know how to play the game, so let's see how this plays out.
Wall finds Wood. Count the basket.
There is a reason John Wall's name is always at the top of the leaderboard in assists in the NBA, understanding how to dissect a defense.
Mitchell's shot is good.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Here's Wall, following the basket by Donovan Mitchell. Wall looking it over. Shot clock at 6. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
That's 3 straight shots to fall here to start. Looking good.
And Christian Wood, undrafted in 2015 out of UNLV. Wait a minute, that's your alma mater. Hey, talk about his game. What do you like about Christian Wood's game?
Well, first I'll start with he went to UNLV. He's long, he's lean. I think he really fits the modern NBA as a small ball center, able to hold his own on the glass and space the floor. And Doris, as Gobert has added strength, his rebounding numbers have continued to improve.
That's right, Greg. He's always been a force as a shot blocker. But over the past 2 seasons, this guy as a rebounder has been top 3 in the league. Last year, he even challenged Andre Drummond for king of the boards. He's got great size, great anticipation, and he plays with passion. Boy, they came ready to play. That's 4 straight buckets to start the game.
Back to Bogdanovich. Stolen away. Passes to House. Takes the 3. The shot, no good. The Jazz go the other way with it.
That was their first miss of the game. 4 for 5 right now. What a good start.
A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
Well, you have to like the balance of Bojan Bogdanovich. Keeping it through the contact. That is nicely done.
Rockets have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Wall against Conley. Outside, Porter. And good, coming off the assist by Wall.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Porter against Mitchell. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Well, it's a level of concentration that has to happen for you to finish through contact. Donovan Mitchell doing work.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Whiteside's checked in for Gobert. Eric Pascal comes in for Bogdanovich. ABC's checked in for Royce O'Neal. And it's Clarkson in for Mike Conley. Now here's Green. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The Rockets shooting their first free throw of the contest.
Shooting one.
And so he hits the technical free throw. And the Rockets making a change here. Gordon's checked in. .107 left in the first. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. Outside, Green. All sorts of time. Rebound, Utah. Clarkson with the ball. Now Green defending. Green with the rebound. Dives for it. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. The 3 ball. Unable to get that one. So Utah will take it the other way. And now Utah, fast break. Pascal's shot is off. Rockets leading by 4. Here's Schroeder. The Rockets again can't hit. Pass to Clarkson. Lays it up and banks it in.
How about Jordan Clarkson, the ability at his position to absorb contact and finish the play?
With 1 on the clock.
Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
And that does it for the first quarter. Rockets ahead, up 4. Live from Vivint Smart Home Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what do you think?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
I'll tell you, that willingness to make the extra pass, that is what creates good looks. It also forces the defense to scramble.
You know, Greg, you'd probably know as well as anyone, what was it like going up against the Bulls in the 90s?
You know, it's weird to say, but in a lot of ways, we were a lot like they were. Hall of Fame talent at the coach, a defensive-minded team, but the one difference was, you know, the Bulls had that guy that wore that number 23. I think I'd say that might have been the one difference.
Yo, Gordon.
Green finds Schroeder. Shoots from the corner. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
We are talking about a very solid passer at his position. Schroeder identifying an open teammate.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. Outside Gordon. Kicks it out to Schroeder. The tray. Utah with the rebound. Now, here's Whiteside. No points in the game yet for him, and that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
And that's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right after the other.
Royce O'Neal's checked in for Eric Paschal. Rockets leading by 6.
And once Schroeder was asked to name his favorite NBA city, I believe it surprised a lot of fans when he said Milwaukee.
That's right, Greg, but he cited the strong German culture there. Schroeder, of course, went straight from Germany to the NBA. He relied on his athleticism early on, but now he's seeing the game much better, plays under control, can lead the team. He has had a tremendous amount of growth.
So on the floor for Houston, Gordon out there with Dennis Schroeder. Then it's Green, and it's Tate in at the 4 spot. Now here's Schroeder.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Bogdanovich is checked in for the Jazz. Houston in the lead.
Hey, yo, get on Wall.
Outside, Wall.
Yo, set it up. Whose man is this?
Wood against Gobert. Outside, House. And it's Gay with the rebound. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
And that'll make a pair of turnovers for him in just the last few minutes. So he's got to be a little bit more deliberate with the ball out there.
Rockets leading by 6.
Hey, come to me, come to me. Watch the pill.
Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. A nice shot by Wall.
This is unmatched speed at his size and certainly at the point guard position. How are you going to stop that?
That'll be a 5-second call.
All you have to do is point to their turnovers this quarter. There's a reason the scoreboard looks like it does.
Here is Porter. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Houston shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
2, 2.
Free throw good, Porter. And Porter drops them both. Flattening the lottery odds, Greg. Do you think that's worked out as intended?
You don't hear as many predictions about who's going to get the 1 pick or the 2nd pick. I think that's good for the players and the fans. You don't want anyone rooting for you to lose.
No, absolutely not. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Mike Conley is a 3-time Sportsmanship Award winner. He's also won the Teammate Award. And he's never been assessed a technical foul at any level of basketball. Now, some ask if going easy on the refs costs him calls down the road, but Coach Quinn Snyder said, it's hard to imagine that handling yourself with poise and respect can ever be a negative. Guys?
Well said. Thanks, David. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
The Achilles heel of this team right now, turnovers.
Houston moving the ball around. Really left alone that time. Wall's got the lead up to 12 now for the Rockets.
Catch and shoot opportunities, more efficient. Wall gaining confidence every year in that shot.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
I mean, these giveaways aren't doing them any favors on the scoreboard.
The Jazz making a switch here. Mitchell's checked in. .157 left in the first half. Wall wide open. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
The kick out to Wall. From outside, off the mark.
That's not his spot, but given the lack of defense, you'd like to see him knock that one down.
And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
Yeah, giving away possessions here and really giving.
Welcome to a very special edition of 2K TV. It's our 7th season finale, and that means it's time to celebrate you, the 2K community, with our annual 2K TV award show, brought to you this year by Kia, the official automotive partner.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The beaches of Santa Monica and Venice, not too far from our settings. And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the...
Kevin, thanks very much.
All right, David, thank you. Not many teams have the personnel, Greg, to work the ball through the post, but that's what we're going to see plenty of tonight. These two teams can do it.
No doubt, Kevin. It can really add a dimension to your offense, and it creates different rotations defensively, especially when you've got someone down low that's going to demand a double team. And so I'm interested to see, in essence, some old school basketball in terms of how teams rotate out of that post.
I am too. So the net starting five. Durant is out there with Joe Harris. Then there's Seth Curry. Then there's Irving. And it's Aldridge in at the center position. And for Los Angeles, the two megastars are the big men, LeBron and Davis. Bradley is out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Bazemore at the 3. Now here's Durant. Great D that time from Westbrook. And here we go with Westbrook running it up the court. Durant with the steal. Passes it to Irving. Curry on the wing. Good, and the assist goes to Irving.
You know, the staple of Seth Curry's game is shooting the ball off the catch.
And Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers to ever play. Not the most prolific scorer, but perhaps the most talented. He's dangerous from any part of the floor. And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Durant. Yes, that goes in. Greg, as scores go, Kevin Durant's as efficient as any.
I mean, Durant has an insane field goal percentage for the shots that he takes. I mean, when you factor in how many threes he puts up, it gets even more impressive. Durant takes so many shots where he's covered and is still efficient. It's just mind-blowing. And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Aldridge. And here is KD. Off target with the free throw line, Jay.
The defense made an impact right there. Definitely got him uncomfortable going up with it.
LeBron passes to Westbrook. Here's Davis, guarded by Curry. It's rebounded by Aldridge. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. To the inside. Durant kicks to Harris. Curry outside. Drains it from beyond the arc. Curry's got 6 points.
You know, with Harris, if you're open, he's going to make sure he finds you.
Bounce pass from Westbrook. Pass to Bazemore. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Aldridge against Bradley. 4 on the clock. Over Aldridge. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Brooklyn leading by 3. Curry deciding where to go with it. This one for 3. Rebounded by the Lakers. To the middle. LeBron is doubled. Davis finds Westbrook. Bazemore with it. Picked up by Harris. And it's James missing.
Good offense squaring up against better D there. We got to appreciate that stop.
Curry against Bradley. Outside Irving. At the elbow, it's Aldridge. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 3 assists now in this one.
You know, there are some that say Aldridge likes his mid-range game a little too much, but hey, there's a lot to like about the way he shoots it from there.
Now here's Bazemore. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And there's the call, Brooklyn the foul. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
We got shooter, huh? Box your man up. I got it. Hey, just box out. Hey, when it comes off, grab it, baby.
And the first one drops.
Way to go. Get it. I got mine. We got shooter, huh? Hey, let me get big man. Hey, when it comes off, grab it, baby.
And so Bazemore nails both of them. 19 seconds left to play here in the first. KD passes to Galloway. Over in the corner, Brown. With 2 seconds left, and it's sent back by Howard. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Nets out in front. They're up by 3. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And recently, Kevin Durant discussed what they have to face night in and night out.
I think we get a lot of teams' best shot in the first half, where they, hitting on all cylinders, playing good brand of ball, moving fast, playing great defense. And I feel like we're at that level to start the game, and then, it's about who can last at that level the longest.
And Greg, it's one of the great challenges of being one of the teams to beat.
But that's the difference with a superstar like Durant. He can give you elite play from start to finish. Lesser guys can do that only in spurts.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Yeah, and so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Monk is out there with Kendrick Nunn. Then there's Howard. Then it's Anthony. And it's Horton Tucker in at the 3 spot. A nice shot by Griffin. Greg, I know you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts that maybe going in that direction. Teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to affecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the voice, but the courage to speak out about things that matter most to them.
Many sharp guys in the NBA. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Since the Nets acquired Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, the franchise has gone from being an up-and-comer to a potential powerhouse in the East. That's necessitated changes on the bench and on the court, as the Nets have added some new veterans. The time is now for Brooklyn to stand up and make its move in the East. Kevin, back to you.
Well, we'll see how they do. David, thank you. First free throw is good.
And as expected, Kevin Durant sitting out all of last season, recovering from the Achilles injury. Glad to see him back on the floor.
I agree with you, and it was absolutely a no-brainer for Kevin to sit out the season. That type of injury, you give it all the time you need, and the Nets knew that. They knew when the deal was done that he was going to most likely miss the season. And yet, they did the right thing, and when you have a guy like KD, you want to make sure you're not rushing him back. You want him fully ready when it's time for him to go.
Here's Horton Tucker. Monk for 3. And it's Durant with the rebound. And KD's got the ball here for the Nets. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. Simmons passes to Griffin. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Monk's got the ball. The pass to Horton Tucker. A minute 50 left now here in the second. 6 to shoot. Monk, no one around him. Ben Simmons with the rebound. Nets leading by 8. Outside for Griffin. Outside, KD. Back to Griffin. That one, no good. Excellent D from Howard. 3 on 3. And good. He got the English that time as it falls. Anthony's got his first points in this one. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. A platoon swap here for the Lakers. And then for Brooklyn, Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Durant. Harris comes in for Langston Galloway. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Brown. Now here's Simmons. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Griffin with it. He's picked up by James. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
And he's all over that shot, has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
Kyrie!
1:11 left to play here in the second quarter. Irving double teamed. 6 on the shot clock. Harris, good.
You know, this is where Harris is most dangerous, one of the very best from behind the arc. His eyes light up when he gets these long-distance chances.
Now here's Westbrook.
Right here!
And it's sent back by Aldridge. Westbrook against Irving. Pass to Aldridge. Back to Irving. Irving double team. Inside. Here's Griffin. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That's on LeBron James.
And the strength from the big man. Griffin just refusing to quit and muscling it in. Wow.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. Curry's checked in for Brooklyn. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. It's the East All-Stars facing the West All-Stars. A look at the starting group for the East All-Stars. Chris Middleton is out there with Tatum. Then there's Embiid. Then it's Ball. And it's Young in at the point. Now, here is Young. And he makes good on the layup.
You're smart at using the screen there to just create space. Young, very reliable in that pick and roll.
Curry outside. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Young against Curry. Misses the three. Middleton looking it over. They get it back. Takes a three. Drills it from outside.
Boy, when you've got the jump shot that Chris Middleton has, you're always a weapon, which means you help create spacing for your teammates.
Great D that time from Tatum.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Got that one up quick.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
And you do not want to let him get going early, because that can get you cooked.
Here's Curry. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. It's good.
He's trying to get it going offensively, but right now just 1 of 4 to start.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Young with the ball. He's picked up by James. And the rejection by James. And out of bounds, the East All-Stars will have it. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile one block.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
Young finds Embiid, and it's sent back by Jokic.
Outstanding timing from Jokic there. Then the superb reach to wipe away the shot.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Free throw good, LeBron.
Amongst the many things that I appreciate most about LeBron James, and there are a lot, his leadership. I mean, everybody else just kind of naturally falls into place behind him because he's such a good example and a positive leader.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. And
took flight and rose above all.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Damon Bruce, and this is the NBA on 2K Sports. Thursday Hoops.
A quick check now at the starting five for both teams. First for the Lakers, Russell Westbrook out there with Avery Bradley. And manning the middle, a champion in his lone season at Kentucky. And the 2012 #1 pick overall, shot blocker extraordinaire Anthony Davis. And it's LeBron in at the 4 slot. And for the Clippers, then there's Batum, and it's Morris in at the 4-man position.
You know, you go through the regular season, guys, and set all sorts of records for your franchise and wins and winning streaks and all that. You win your division for the first time ever, your first 50-win season, and what do you get for it? Bounced in the first round of the playoffs. It's still progress, though, and I think the Clippers will use that for motivation this season.
And that one misses. Well, Clark, as you said, the Clippers got up 2-0 on the Grizzlies, but all of a sudden it came to a crashing halt. And, Steve, they dropped 4 consecutive games, and just like that, we're out of the postseason.
Yeah, injuries played a part. Blake Griffin sprained his ankle, but I think the Clippers were exposed a little bit, too. They're limited offensively on the front line, and maybe not quite enough shooting, but that's why they made the moves in the offseason, and they're looking to pick up and make some improvement in that regard.
You know, offensively last season, guys, the Lakers just never seemed to be able to get out of their own way. I mean, they had the worst turnover ratio in the league, and they really struggled to take care of the ball, and even when they got up a shot, a lot of them were questionable shots. They shot the 3rd most threes in the league, but were in the bottom half of the league in percentage.
And going back to the Lakers' offensive troubles last season, the worst free throw percentage, Steve, in the NBA.
And obviously that's attributed directly to Dwight Howard. I mean, because the Lakers also led the league in free throw attempts. So Howard was getting hacked. He really couldn't get going. He made about half his free throws for the season. And that just really carried over into the team's performance. You know, he's really adept at keeping possessions alive by hitting the boards and, you know, cashing in on some of those putbacks.
And I know something else the fans love about him is the way he's capable of going straight over the top of a defender for some monster throwdowns. I mean, we're talking about posterization with capital letters.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Bradley can't get it to go.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
And stolen by LeBron. Outside Westbrook, wide open. Howard in the post, kicks it out to Bradley. Now the feed to LeBron. Drops in the tray. LeBron's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. He dishes it to Morris. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Feeds to Jackson. The fadeaway. And James pulls it down.
This guy's a good three-point shooter, but that was probably from a...
How about that?
High wire flying out there.
That'll drop your jaw.
Always some entertainment value when you go with the windmill jam.
Yeah, rim shaker and Steve a wrist breaker.
Outrageous, man.
The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to talk with head coach of the Clippers for just a moment. There are a lot of big names to deal with in this one, but perhaps none bigger than LeBron James. He told me planning for LeBron is a headache because he can do so much on the floor, saying there isn't a hole in his game. The only real way to slow him down is to get him working against himself. Physically, there is no answer for LeBron.
And as always, Doris, thank you. He feeds it to Batum.
Don't let him get it.
Off target with his 3. Los Angeles leading by 4.
Oh, what a throwdown there, man. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
Clippers with the ball. After the basket by the Lakers. Jackson kicks to Batum. Jackson. Zubek. Excellent D from Howard.
Boy, for my taste, he's far too inconsistent with that shot. I mean, he's got to make those if he's going to take his game to the next level.
Here's Bradley. The putback, and it's Howard finishing it off.
No tip required when you've got room to make the stuff.
Has some powerful second chance points right there.
Yeah, he wasn't wasting any time. Straight back up and right into the hoop.
Zubek, and he banks in the layup. He has 6.
Perseverance paying off on the offensive boards, guys.
LA's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And it's Bradley off the drive, and the layup is good.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Yeah, not a lot you can do defensively when they continue to get the ball inside and get these easy shots.
Offensive rebound. Zubek, an amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Really good performance so far on the boards for this club.
Boy, I like the way they've done a great job carving out space under the basket when the shots have gone up.
James.
Number 11. And he's good on the 3-ball.
Now, they're not showing too much respect for him defensively, are they?
You know, last season, a lot of folks had the Lakers picked as the super team in the West, the team that would maybe challenge Miami and LeBron, but from the start, it just never...
Oh, ridiculous. What a move.
Tore it down that time.
They've made one basket after another since getting this game started, and you wonder, is the blowout in store?
Too early to say that and go there, Steve, but it has been pretty ugly so far.
A big group substitution here for the Lakers. Clippers trail by 11. Man passes to Jackson. Zubek, he's guarded by Johnson. Gets it to go. He's got 10.
He has been fantastic this quarter, guys. It's just the kind of effort they need if they're going to continue to trim the lead.
The pass to Reeves. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Passes it to Man. Snatched away. And it's the Lakers on the break. Reeves dishes to Tucker. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Boy, what a fantastic opening quarter for them.
Yeah, it sure has been. Look at the lead they've jumped out to already. Impressive.
Back to Batum. He passes to Man. Outside, Batum tries again. No good. Great D that time from Westbrook.
Boy, this has been flat out ugly for him this quarter. He hasn't hit a thing out there. They keep going down low with the ball, and it results in points. They're having their way in the paint.
And it's resulted in a big early lead, too.
Get it going.
Man, defended by Reeves. Morris passes to Man. Jackson kicks to Morris. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
Now here's Westbrook. He's got 5. Back to Ariza. Batum grabs the miss. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Lakers lead by 11. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And another thing they've been doing right is converting a lot of second chance opportunities. I love the hustle and the effort.
Left side, Jackson. Good ball movement here by the Clippers.
I got ball.
Here's Caffey. Number 55. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, guys, did you know that the Clippers winning the Pacific Division last year was the first time it's ever happened? Yeah, you heard it right.
Good point, Clark.
That's the first time the Clippers have ever won the Pacific Division.
And what a time to be a Clipper fan these days, guys, with the way they've climbed to the very top of the Pacific Division. And, Steve, they've done it by beating up on the rest of the teams in that Pacific.
Well, Golden State gave them some trouble, Kevin, but otherwise they really rolled against the rest of the Pacific Division. And I'll tell you, it became clear within a few months last season that the Clips were going to run away with the Pacific. And what a long time coming for Clipper fans.
Pass to Johnson. There's the dish to Tucker.
Hey, yo, wrestle.
Kicks it to Davis. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage anyway. It was only with one hand, but he threw it down pretty hard.
And Los Angeles guys shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked down.
Their offense seems completely out of sync here. They're on the wrong end of a big run.
And then at the other end, it's been bucket after bucket after bucket, giving up a huge run here. Boy, they've gone on this.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. Glad to have you with us. Thursday Hoops.
We're here in Big D, Dallas, Texas, and now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. First for the Warriors, Steph Curry's out there with Klay Thompson. And it's Ivanovic in at the 4 slot. And for Dallas.
Bro, watch him! Switch.
He kicks it to Smith. Releases. Thompson with the rebound.
And you know why he was open there. They didn't commit too much defense to him, and you can see why. He has trouble making that shot. Hey, you really can't say the Mavericks were a bad team last year. They were just a little below par compared to what we've been accustomed to. They just were not nearly as deadly offensively, and that's always a recipe for struggles in the West.
And so it's the Warriors getting on the board first. Passes it to Smith.
Pull it. Maybe I'm open.
Some nice passing here by Dallas. 6 to shoot. Here's Brunson. Here's Powell. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So we've got a couple of free throws coming up.
And, Kevin, you have your acrobatic dunk contest dunkers, and then you have your game dunkers. That's what this guy is.
Yeah, that's well said. He's one of those guys who lives to detonate a big-time jam overhead. If he gets you, you'll hear about it, too, because he'll let you know.
We're about 1 minute into the first. Wiggins, covered by Smith. Here's Wiggins. A shot misses. And it's Dallas the other way. And for the Mavs against the rest of the West, you were just talking about, Clark, they went 24-28 against the rest of the conference. And while that is all right, Steve, it's not going to get you into the playoffs.
Not with the depth of this conference, Kevin. And I think you have to be at least 500 this year against the West to get in. The Mavs know this, and they've been a perennial playoff team for a long time. They just couldn't quite get everything together last season.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Golden State's head coach and I were able to chat. He knows they're up against a team that plays best when they're getting to the rim. He told me that their number one concern is going to be sliding over to help on any drives and closing up any lanes to the hoop as quickly as possible. Good rotation is key, guys.
Thanks, Doris.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
It's taken away by Smith. And here we go, the Mavericks on a fast break.
That's exactly what you want coming off a steal. Get into transition, find an easy basket.
Yes, sir, the ideal fast break opportunity there.
And so it's Golden State with it, trailing by 5. Curry gets the screen from Wiggins. Curry attacking. He passes to Wiggins. And the Warriors miss again. The Mavericks have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. And there's the feed to Claver. Here's Brunson.
Grab the board.
It's rebounded by Wiggins.
I'll tell you what, folks. I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Looney, defended by 5. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Unselfish basketball on the interior. I love that, and you got to think the coaching staff does too.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. They set the pick, and he's going up for the alley-oop. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
And the Warriors with possession here after the made shot from Powell. No good from Wiggins. Mavericks leading by 5. Into Smith. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played.
Pick up right.
Looney, defended by Claver. Pass to Wiggins.
Curry. Here we go.
Off target from three-point range.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Here's Brunson. Offensive rebound. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Well, he won that battle, and in general, they're winning most of the battles tonight.
Well, those are some very easy points if you can get them.
Well, and like Clark said, they have been getting them, not necessarily all on putback dunks, but a lot of second chance opportunities.
So it's the Warriors now, following the score by Dallas. Here's Curry. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, it's very rare that you're going to be able to make the playoffs in the West without coming out with a winning record against the rest of the conference. And the Warriors knew that would be important in their quest for the playoffs, and they handled business against the West.
Free throw good by Curry. Well, and for the Warriors who fought so hard to get back into the playoffs, last year their 28-24 record against the rest of the West really helped their cause, Steve.
Well, the toughest part of the Warriors' last campaign was a rough stretch of games in February where they dropped off a bit in the race. And, you know, a lot of those games were against Western teams. And if you kind of remove that month, their in-conference record is even more impressive.
He's perfect from the line this time.
This last summer, the Mavs asked fans to submit some redesigns of their uniforms for future use. Always kind of neat to see when a team and organization reaches out for the fans' input.
Inside.
Boy, the pass there floated up to the precise spot where it needed to be.
And no messing around in the finish, huh? He powers it through.
Sure didn't waste any time there.
I'll tell you what, that is going to be an alley-oop we'll see on the highlight reel the next few days.
Curry.
1:33 left to play in the first. Here's Poole. And the Warriors miss again. And back to the Mavs, definitely a big move by them to reach out like that. Nothing like bringing crowdsourcing to the NBA and building a bridge, you know, Steve, with your fan base.
You know, Kevin, I had a chance to see some of the designs of the uniforms that were being suggested. Some pretty sharp-looking duds, but there were some other ones that were absolutely hideous. So let's hope the decision-makers in the Mavs organization pick some of the let's say the more clean-looking new uniform suggestions.
And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
And the points they're getting in the lane will really help them open up the floor.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
The first free throw is good.
Well, you look at the turnaround last season for Golden State. A lot of it has to do with the steadying presence of Jarrett Jack and Carl Landry off the bench. Both players brought a toughness and a level of competitiveness that was maybe missing from the Warriors the year before.
Peyton, he's checked in for Steph Curry. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. And for the Warriors, such an impressive turnaround last season, but financial constraints, you know, Clark, make it tricky for them, make it tricky for anybody to keep teams together.
Well said, but I give the ownership credit for making the commitments necessary to put themselves in a good position going forward, Kevin. After such an impressive postseason showing, I think they want to continue that momentum.
In terms of rebounding, it's been a sensational opening quarter.
I like sensational. That's a good word for it.
Here's the screen. Here's Doncic. Gets to the rim for two with the D all over him.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
Now the story is points in the paint, Clark. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Poole. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Dallas leading by 10. There's the pass to Dinwiddie. There's the three. That is good. Dinwiddie's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Boy, what a fantastic opening quarter for them.
Yeah, it sure has been. Look at the lead they've jumped out to already. Impressive.
Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. Mavericks lead by 13. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. And quite a position here for the Mavericks to be in. What do you think, guys?
So difficult to get a shot off against this defense. They are really playing hard.
Yeah, they're playing hard, and they pride themselves on making it tough for their opponents.
Here's Bailey. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. It's Anderson with the drive. Pass it to Poole from deep.
And, you know, the rebounding edge here has been key because they're getting a lot of extra possessions offensively as a result.
Guys, you're absolutely right. It's made all the difference.
Pass to Bertans. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Shot clock at 6. Christ. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And, you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one.
It's his first trip to the line.
And he finished last season right around 71% from the line. Not exactly the best of percentages.
And the first one drops.
Well, this Warriors ownership group has really energized the franchise. They've been very proactive. They purchased the D-League team from Dakota with plans to move them to Santa Cruz, about an hour south of Oakland. And in order to accommodate the team's home games, they built a new 3,000-seat arena in a matter of months.
You got it out. You got it out. Make sure the pitch down there. I got here. I got shooters.
He hits both from the stripe. And the Santa Cruz Warriors, as they've been renamed, have been a hit. You know, Clark leading the D-League in revenue, making the D-League finals last season.
And, you know, with all of the D-League games now broadcast on YouTube, the exposure for players in the D-League is better than ever. And for the Warriors to have their D-League affiliate so close by gives them a much better opportunity to develop their young talent.
Golden State needs to get off a shot. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the hit.
That's how you do it, the bump and the bucket.
And the Warriors making a change here. Powell's checked in. The Warriors have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
Well, pretty good numbers for this club a year ago, Kevin. 78% as a team from the free throw line.
Mavericks leading by 12. Now the dish to Burke. The pass to Frank. Feeds it to Burke. 6 on the shot clock. And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. The Warriors making a switch here. So it's the Mavericks now. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Clock at 2, and it's Claver missing. Warriors trail by 12. Passes it to Cunningham. 3-pointer. 6 points for him.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
The Mavericks shooting an outstanding 53% for the game.
Go, I got him.
Pass to Burke. Launches a 3. The shot no good. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. Thompson from long range. It's rebounded by Frank. Mavericks leading by 9. He feeds it to Burke. Shot denied. To the paint.
Oh, man, what a play. Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, now's when they need a little spark anyway.
And it's the Mavericks with the ball, following the score by Golden State. Screen by Smith. Dishes it to Burke. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Well, Kevin, he's extremely adept at creating his own shot. You know, we got a lot of catch-and-shoot guys in the NBA, but players who can beat you off the dribble and score are tough to come by.
Very true, and what I noticed with him is his ability to jump on teams right out of the break. I mean, he doesn't need a ton of shots to get going. He's locked in by nature.
That free throw good from Burke.
This is exactly what you need to do with the lead. Just knock down your free throws. When you get fouled, knock them down.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Pass to Wiggins.
Get going.
Here's Poole. They get the rebound. No good off the pick.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboards.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list.
Here's Claver. Clock at 6. Kicks to Burke. Here's Brunson. Thompson with the block. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Dallas making a switch here. Warriors trail by 10. Wiggins covered by Smith. And the pass to Wiggins. Knocks down the 3 ball. 5 points in the game.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
No good from Frank. The Warriors have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Passes it to Poole. From outside the arc. Here's Kuminga. The shot is off. Solid defense right there from Claver. He dishes it to Powell. He kicks to Smith. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
Here's Wiggins. And the rejection by Claver. Doubled by Savanovic. Dallas moving the ball around. Smith drives in. Here's Wiggins. Some solid defense from Claver.
Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more of those, and this lead will be double digits.
Back to Smith. The feed to Powell. From down low. No luck. And Golden State will go the other way with it. Here's Golden State. They're on an 11-3 run. Thompson inside the line. That one wide left. Dallas leading by 7. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
And the Warriors making a change here. If they time it right, they can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
Yeah, that's the smart move there. That's how you want to end the quarter, but make sure you get a good solid possession here.
Kuminga, and a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. 8 points for him.
What a great little run he's on here in the quarter.
Get there, get there.
There's 21 seconds left in the first half of the game. Count that one. And the Mavericks lead by 8.
Defense just has to fight over the top of those screens.
Especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots.
Back to Thompson. With one on the clock, buried it just in the nick of time.
He sure did, right on cue. Man, was that major drama. He loves those situations, though.
Boy, that was big time. Knew exactly how much time he had left, squared up, and let it fly.
And so we wrap up the first half. The Mavericks on top. They're up by 6. Well, folks, stay tuned for the halftime show with Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
It's halftime, and I'm Damon Bruce. An excellent game going on at American Airlines Center. A good one in progress for the Mavericks. They've benefited from some excellent contribution from their bench, providing scoring in bunches when called upon. It's been a major advantage. And the Warriors are still in it and going all out. This is a team with great discipline. They didn't turn it over much, protecting the rock, such a huge part of their game. And that's going to do it. Time now to send you back to Big D. Third quarter coming up.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. You have to like what we're seeing from Savanovic.
And what was most impressive was that his decision-making and shot-taking was very disciplined and efficient. Really an excellent half.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense has given him, and he's not trying to do too much. I love the flow and rhythm he's playing with here. Solid job by them on the glass here tonight. +8 in rebounding.
Well, you have to rebound to win, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
And it's Claver missing.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, they were very lucky defensively because there was some miscommunication there. They left him wide open.
There's the dish to Thompson. Feeds it to Curry. Shoots the 3, and that one's good. Curry's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Warriors. Mavericks leading by 3. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. He feeds it to Powell. Backs him down. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, he got whacked. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
And you go back and you look at the numbers from last season, he knocked down about 77% of his free throws.
The free throw drops for Powell.
Get this board, fellas. Get this board. Pinch here, pinch here. Move back on me. Shoes on side. It's coming off. Rebound, shoot on. It's off.
Both free throws good from Powell. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play.
Get to him, get to him.
Down screen.
Pass to Thompson. Lets the 3 fly. It's rebounded by Dallas. Claver's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Go low, go low. I got shooter.
Doncic, guarded by Curry. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Curry gets the screen from Savanovic. Curry passes to Kuzma, and he comes off the screen and slams it through.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented. for plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
It was a great dunk and also a great game we've got here.
And so it's Dallas with it. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Smith outside, jacks up a three. It's rebounded by Savanovic.
And they've missed the first 3 shots of the third quarter.
Pass to Wiggins. Dishes it to Curry. He passes it to Wiggins. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Top of the key. Rebound by Smith. Mavericks leading by 3. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Kicks it to Powell.
Check the clock. Check the clock.
And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. The Mavericks have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
Well, pretty good numbers for this club a year ago, Kevin. 78% as a team from the free throw line.
The free throw drops for Powell. And here are the Warriors now. 6-point game. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Curry outside. That's in, coming off an assist from Peyton. And that's 10 points for Steph Curry.
Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
Dinwiddie passes to Powell. Here's Doncic. Dallas again missing. Warriors trail by 3. Peyton outside. It's Curry outside. And it's good. Curry's got 9 points in the quarter.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes in this defense.
It should be easy to correct, though, if you start making the right rotations defensively.
And the Mavericks with possession here. And there's the pass to Powell. Nails the baby hook. 12 points for him.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
1:58 left in the third quarter of the game. Peyton drives in. Lee for the lead. And another 3 for Golden State.
Defensively, they're really scattered right now, giving up so many open looks from the three-point line.
Yeah, they are splashing them. Their last 3 buckets have all come from behind the arc.
And so here is Dallas. They trail by 1. And that one's good.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
And the Warriors making a change here. .129 left to play here in the third. Wiggins. Backs in. Peyton outside. Pass to Wiggins. Shot clock at 3. And the Warriors miss again.
Well, he's building a house with those bricks. I mean, one reason is he keeps trying to force it up when he's defended well. Move the ball. Share the sugar.
And so here is Dallas. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Brunson defended by Wiggins. Porter pulls it in.
Well, you got to love the effort, but probably an ill-advised decision in the end to go for that alley-oop.
Yep, that sequence went from pretty to ugly in a hurry.
Well, the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
There's 31 seconds left to play in the third. Dinwiddie covered by Lee. There's the bucket, good. Dinwiddie's got 5 points so far. Clark, third quarter here, and 5 lead changes so far.
Yeah, it's really been a bit of a tug of war. Back and forth we go.
Yeah, both teams playing well. Neither club able to pull away.
Lee kicks to Payton. Lee fires the three. Can't get it to go. Here's Dinwiddie. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Mavericks lead by 1. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this.
Welcome to 2K Sports in the NBA. I'm your host, Damon Bruce. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It'll be the Portland TRAILBLAZERS facing off against the...
Just earlier, the fans on their feet as the national anthem rang out throughout the arena. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. Our starting lineups will look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting 5 for both teams. First for Portland, and then for the Phoenix Suns. Then it's Bridges, and it's Crowder.
Overcome as they started the rebuilding project, and they just weren't the same team the home crowd was used to seeing, and the struggles were evidenced by that 17-24 record here at home.
Now here's Paul. Here's Booker. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game, you know, getting the ball inside early.
Well, it worked to perfection there. I like the game plan. Get it inside, force the defense to react, and then play off your big men.
Now the pass to Bledsoe. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Simon, the pass to Bledsoe. Shot clock at 5. Dives for it. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession. And the Suns, who have been so good for so long here at U.S. Airways Center, you know, it really was strange to see them drop so many games on their home court.
Well, to give you an idea of just how dominant this team has been here in Phoenix, this was the first time since the end of the 2003-2004 season that they didn't have a home record better than 500.
He kicks it to Paul. Here's Eaton. And it's off target. Not sure why he took that one. On defense, Phoenix. Pass to Simon. And there's the feed to Bledsoe. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, and he's one player who doesn't need a lot of space to get to the basket. He's really crafty, the way he can blast his way straight through traffic. He's really strong.
And, Steve, quite honestly, he is their muscle. I mean, the guy they rely on for some brute force when they need it is him. Finesse isn't the first word that comes to mind when you're talking about this guy.
And he makes the first.
You know, the Blazers found themselves, guys, near the bottom of the West last season, and typically when that happens, you struggle against the rest of the conference, and that was certainly the case for Portland.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Portland did have their problems, as you said, Clark, against the West. A big part of it was late in the season. They were beat up and lost their last 13 games of the year. Steve, mostly those losses coming to Western teams.
Well, that was a big slide for them. And, you know, they probably made their 18-34 mark in the conference seem probably a little worse than it should have. But look, they were out of the playoffs. They lost their edge, and they were playing a lot of young people. I think this is a team that has a chance to make a big comeback.
And Portland has possession. Following the 3 from Crowder. Here's the screen. Passes it to Simon. Lets it go from the wing. And too long on the shot.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
Here's Bridges. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
And that's why teams emphasize the use of screens and picks, just to get you some open looks like that one.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, guys, the head coach for the Portland TRAILBLAZERS gave me just a couple of minutes. One of the most important things he wants his team to do defensively in this game is to maintain pressure on them on the perimeter and not allow them to get into any rhythm or flow in their long-range shooting game. We'll see how disruptive they are, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Devising a strategy, Clark, to take away that three-point shot.
Yeah, I think it's an important part of the defensive game plan because teams nowadays are just too good to not defend them from behind the three-point line.
Feeds it to Booker. Takes the three. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence. If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
So it's Phoenix now after the miss from Simon. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, a lot of basketball pundits, so to speak, would like to eliminate lottery pick protection outside the top 3 from trades. They feel it gives teams too strong an incentive to tank. You look at the Blazers last season, they owed their pick to the Bobcats if it was 13th or lower, and they finished the season 8-26 after going 500 at that point. So maybe a little suspicious.
And the first one drops. Well, and Clark, going back to the Blazers, they finished the season among the worst defensive teams in the entire league.
And that's where they've got to improve, Kevin. They did a decent job denying looks on the perimeter, but they didn't get blocks or steals, so not a real force defensively. And among the worst in fast break points and points in the paint as well, so they clearly have some areas they can shore up.
Both free throws good from Bridges.
Well, you know, I tell you what, guys, it's a tough road to hoe when you're trying to rebuild in the Western Conference. There's just no room or margin for error, and teams pile on while you're down.
And back to the Suns in the West, they did finish with the worst record in the conference. They managed only 17 wins, Steve, against other teams in the West.
And that wasn't the worst mark, but it was close. The Suns' problem was that they didn't have a huge inside presence for long stretches of the season. And when you lack depth against teams with tough power forwards or centers out west, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
He misses the free throw.
Guys, it's no surprise that a young team like the Blazers found it difficult sledding on the road. Not quite the experience or edge needed to put together good performances on a nightly basis away from home.
So he comes up empty at the line. Well, for the Blazers, statistically, they played as close as you could ask for as to when they played at home, but they didn't really have the roster to protect the rim and Steve forced turnovers, which is always a big help on the road.
Yeah, their interior defense was a problem last year. A lot of teams just ate them up, particularly when Portland would go out on the road. That's one of the reasons they finished 11-30. You have to be able to defend at a high level to win away from home.
Now here's Bledsoe, following the shot by Chris Paul. Bledsoe outside. No good, unable to end this run. Suns leading by 8. Paul kicks to Booker. Back to Paul. Paul gets a screen from Bridges. He dishes it to Booker. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
You know, it's no secret around the league, guys, that the Suns either have one of the best medical staffs in the game or they've built their practice facility by the fountain of youth. More evidence of that came when Jermaine O'Neal found new tread on his well-worn tires.
Free throw, good, Booker. Well, Clark, as you said, a lot of the players that left the Suns last season, such as Steve Nash and Grant Hill, had trouble keeping their health up. And, Steve, I don't know, you've been in that organization. Whatever they are doing that are keeping those players healthy and in top shape has been working. They are admirable in the way they have led that cause.
Well, it's a tremendous training staff. They've just always done a very good job of keeping their guys healthy by getting them in the training room every day for work, by combining the strength program with the training schedule. But a lot of confidence in that staff from the players, and I think it really shows.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. The Suns making a switch here. Landry's checked in. That's tipped. Stolen by Landry. And here's Johnson outside. Offensive rebound. He feeds it to McGee. And the pass to Craig. To JaVale McGee. Tries again. Can't hit. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way.
Really good performance so far on the boards for this club.
Boy, I like the way they've done a great job carving out space under the basket when the shots have gone up.
There's 53 seconds left in the first. Landry passes to Payne. Landry a screen on Smith. Here's Payne. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
To end the run. Landry grabs the miss. Phoenix leading by 12. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. No good from Craig. Smith outside. Kicks to McLemore. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. McLemore's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Payne. Covered by Smith. Dishes it to Landry. Goes back up. Here's McGee. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
What a start they've gotten off to. A big lead for them, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
And it's not just their hot offense here. I mean, they're playing very strong defense too, guys.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Suns ahead. They lead by 11. 2K Sports, back in a moment here from the U.S. Airways Center. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Suns.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
And I like the physical play we're seeing, too, because this is a club that's really pounding the paint area and scoring inside.
Portland with the ball. 11-point game. The dish to Smith. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. 3 on the clock. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
You know, guys, Portland had one of the worst benches in the history of the league last season. You know, they didn't get much contribution there. It was almost like they went into every game playing 5 versus 12.
The first free throw is good. Well, as Clark was talking about when referring to the Blazers, the bench scoring was a big problem for him as they didn't have anyone really outside their starting 5 that Steve could be counted on for 7 points or more a game.
Yeah, look, the NBA game is 48 minutes long. It's tough to survive for those full 4 quarters when you have no offensive punch off the bench. But I think this offseason they added a lot of firepower, a lot of scoring in reserve, and we'll see if that makes a difference for this team this year.
Now here is Smith. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Right side Landry shoots. And the shot no good, a bit short. Trailblazers trail by 13. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Back to Smith for three. And that one's good. Smith's got himself on the board with three there.
But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
And here is Peyton. Pass to Craig for the three. And it's Portland with the rebound. Brown's got his third rebound on the night. Smith throwing the double team. Brown. And another three for Portland.
You look at them and what they're trying to do on offense, and I like it. I really do. I like the way they're using the entire court. They're spreading themselves out, and when you spread yourself out and make the extra pass, it gives you a chance to get good looks from behind the three-point line, and they're draining their chances.
And here is Peyton following the three from Brown. No good from Craig. Smith outside. Smith on the wing. He kicks to McLemore. Phoenix grabs the miss. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Pass to Landry. Now the feed to Peyton. Back to Landry. Launches a three. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Lets it fly. And the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
Yeah, he has to be frustrated by how his offense is flowing, and I can't blame him. You know, they're getting good looks out there, but the shots just aren't falling.
And that can get into a team's head if it goes unchecked, continuing to miss good shots. So this timeout might be a way to combat that.
And Portland making a change here. Here's Payne. Passes it to Peyton. Eaton, defended by Ukic. Here's Eaton. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought. Trailblazers trail by 5. The drive by Smith, and Smith gets double-teamed. CJ. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Peyton with the ball. Now defended by McLemore. Outside Landry. On the wing, Johnson. Phoenix, no good that time either. For Portland, they've gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Shoots a 3. Kept the line. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Well, most of all, I just love the work he puts in on the offensive glass. So many of his points come on putbacks just because of sheer hustle.
You know, one other thing you have to appreciate when it comes to him is his skill on the low block. Terrific footwork, nice up and under fakes, and he's got a tremendously soft touch.
And the Suns call time here.
Well, he's got to be disappointed with his team's play over the course of this run, and thus the timeout. You got to talk things over, try to get back into the game.
Something has to change for them as they haven't looked good at all during this run, so a timeout is appropriate here.
And Portland making a change here. Brown's checked in. Here's Payne. 1:56 left in the first half of the game. Doubled by Hart. Feeds it to Landry. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And they're making this a game here, putting together a nice run.
Making it a game? How about anybody's game? I mean, they've caught fire, and it's a toss-up right now, guys.
There's 1:40 left to play here in the half. Here's Payne. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And the Suns making a change here. .127 left in the first half of basketball. McLemore dishes to Smith. The pass to Nurkic. Hart, defended by Bridges. Hart, the pass to Nurkic. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
He dishes it to Crowder. He passes to Payne. Phoenix, no good that time either. And here's Portland. Good momentum, 14 straight points. And McLemore kicks to Smith. Brown sends a screen for Smith. Pass to Nurkic, defended by Crowder. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Hart. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. The Trailblazers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And he knocks down the first one.
Another shot from outside. They're not attacking. I mean, going in and seeking contact like they did in the first one, I'm not seeing that.
Well, you can't play the score. I mean, you've got to play the game, and I think they've got to continue to attack. You're right, Clark. Got to mix it up a little bit.
I got shooter here. Here we go. We're going to push it on the miss. Stay with the rebound. I got it. Box here.
Oh, free throws good from Hart. Suns trail by 3. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Paul gets a screen from Bridges. Back to Paul. Paul left side. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. Right in his face.
Second quarter ends in a tight one. Trailblazers lead by 3. And we'll have the start of the second half when we come back after the break. But right now, let's go over to Damon Bruce with the Sprint Halftime Show.
Now, presented by Sprint. And welcome to the Halftime Show. A close game right now out at U.S. Airways Center. Some good basketball for the Trailblazers. They've gotten a tremendous boost from their reserves, going to them early in the game for production. Ben McLemore making his presence felt early. Nobody out there has been able to slow him down. And giving it their all, the Phoenix Suns, hitting their free throws at a high percentage.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. You have to like what we've been seeing from Smith.
Yeah, his performance really transcends the stat sheet, Kevin, because you look at it, not all that impressive, but he's made a huge impact.
Yeah, the numbers aren't huge, but he's been really solid. I mean, he's made some important plays for him, and that's what it takes to win. You can't always have guys just stuffing the stat sheet. Sometimes you need plays made that don't show up in the box score.
Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Suns trail by 3. Now here's Paul. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. The shot by Crowder, no good.
You know, there was a time when the Suns were an up-and-down team. They'd push the tempo and do everything they could to get layups and shoot the three. Those days are history now. They're just not a very good shooting team from outside anymore.
Paul left side. Shot from 16. Rejected by Hart. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Simon, the pass to Nurkic. That's good. He has 6. Well, Clark, as you said, the Suns didn't shoot the ball well from distance. They would end up 28th in the NBA when it came to the deep ball, Steve, making just under a third of their tries.
Well, of course, a lot of that has to do with the departure of Steve Nash. They didn't have somebody creating those easy looks. Remember, they also were without Channing Frye last year, one of their best three-point shooters who had to sit out the year with the heart issue.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
Looks like he saw some things out there that needed adjusting and wants to talk it over a little bit with his club.
I don't think you can ever go wrong burning a timeout if you see something you don't like and you need to talk about it.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. They set the pick. Here's Simon. Good work defensively by Paul.
You're not doing your team any good forcing a shot like that one.
You know, I agree. He's got to know better than that.
That's good. Portland leading. Pass to Simon.
Watch it!
Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Beautiful finger roll to cap that drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Paul kicks to Crowder. Back to Paul. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. He nails it, and we're tied up. Crowder's got 8 points.
What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Portland with the ball. After the three-pointer from Crowder. He feeds it to Bledsoe. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The Suns have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. The drive by Paul, and count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the tin for the layup.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. Brown is checked in for the Trailblazers.
No, go! Yellow! You stop.
Boy, it was a tough year for Portland, and a lot of that was because they didn't get much done in points in the paint. Not only did they not score in the paint, they gave up a lot of points in the paint as well.
So it's Portland now. Smith on the wing. Winslow from downtown. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Well, Clark, you were talking about them giving up points in close. Perhaps the biggest issue Portland faced last season. Steve, they were dead last in the NBA when it came to that category.
Yeah, near the bottom of the league in blocks as well. You just don't win in this league without good interior defense. You have to be able to clog the paint and force outside shots and keep people from scoring. It seemed like it was a layup line against the Blazers last year.
Now Brown, after the missed three from Crowder, 6 on the shot clock. Off the mark and a bad shot there. The Suns have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Paul with the ball. Now Smith defending. That shot wide open. Crowder's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And defensively, they're starting to look for answers because ever since halftime, they've been disjointed out there.
Now here's McLemore. D right on him. Winslow. Smith outside. Fires at the elbow. No good. Now the Suns take it the other way. There's the lob to the hoop. And the slam dunk by McGee.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
Smith outside. Winslow. Back to Smith. A three ball. That's good. Smith's got 8 points.
Boy, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
Phoenix has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Kicks it to Booker. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Well, he was boxed out, and when that happens, you know, some point you have to just turn and get back defensively. That time he went right over the top.
Yeah, but you go straight on the top of another player's back, that's going to be a foul call every time.
Here's Crowder. He's got 11. Dishes it to Paul.
Pick up your man.
We've got 33 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. No good from Booker.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Or the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
Bledsoe with Chris Paul covering. The dish to Bledsoe. Winslow. And there's the pass to Simon. 6 to shoot. Bledsoe for 3. And the Trailblazers another 3. Now Paul. He's got 5. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And these are his second and third free throws tonight. The first one falls.
You got it out. Make sure the pitch down there. I got you.
And so Paul nails both of them.
He has such terrific form and consistency on this free throw. Beautiful to watch.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Phoenix ahead. They lead by 1. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. He kicks it to Booker. Back to Paul. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's rebounded by Ukic. Portland's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. 6 of 13. The feed to Bledsoe. He passes to Simon. Back to Bledsoe. Here's the 3. Chris Paul grabs the miss. The Suns leading. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here.
That lob came from a mile away. And it was right on the money,
well,
too.
Talk about a long-distance connection.
Yeah, those wires connected nicely.
How about the soft hands to make the catch and lay it in, too?
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Feeds to Bledsoe. Winslow. Back to Bledsoe. Tries from 10. Rejected by Booker. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Phoenix with the ball. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets.
Pick coming. Back door.
We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Paul gets a screen from Bridges. Paul can't get that one to fall.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
Pass to Simon. Paul with the steal. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Let him shoot that.
And Bledsoe, here we go. Passes to Hart, back to Bledsoe, from past the arc. Can't get it to go. And Phoenix will come the other way.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
Ball.
Crowder dishes to Booker. All sorts of time. They get the rebound, kicks it out to Paul, pass to Crowder. Here's Feet. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two.
Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Suns.
Well, they're getting into the paint with their penetration, and it's really been key for this club.
You know, they've also been very good from the free throw line. I mean, that's been a very important part of what they've done today. Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, sometimes it's contagious. Everybody starts to get comfortable and relaxed, and everything goes in the hoop.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. The short rest, very important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade and replenish your energy for the late game push.
And refocus, Kevin. You got to take care of your body, and I think we ought to drink some Gatorade here, too. I thought I noticed some slip-ups here the last couple minutes from your end on the play-by-play.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, I had a chance to find out what the TRAILBLAZERS head coach was going over with his guys. He was riding them pretty hard for the number of silly fouls they've committed in this game. He said, listen, we need to have some defensive discipline. Stop biting on the shot fakes, stop reaching in, and stop giving them free points at the free throw line. We'll see if they'll respond, guys.
Now Paul, following the three-point attempt by Eric Bledsoe.
Here we go. Get it going.
Clock at 6. To the paint. He dishes it to Crowder. Hands it from downtown.
Well, it's been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, guys? After a terrible first half, he's really picking it up.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Not really his range, and it's off target.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game.
No good from Booker.
It's just been one of those days for him. He has really struggled. Well, coaches love him because of the hustle he's continually showing out on the floor. And I think where you really see it most is on the offensive boards.
And you've also got to love what a forceful low-post defender he is. If he blocks one of your shots, you remember it. He sends them into the stands to make a point.
Now a timeout called by Portland. You look at Jay Crowder. He's really been playing well.
He's been absolutely on fire from outside. They've got to get into his jersey, get up into him, force him to pass or drive.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. That's good from Simon. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Now here's Paul, defended by Simon. Booker the pass to Paul. He feeds it to Crowder. 5 to shoot. Here's Feet. Sinks that one from the post. And the Suns lead by 9. Not a lot of time left for the Trailblazers in this one. Kicks it to Bledsoe. The pass to Nurkic. Phoenix grabs the miss. Here's Booker. Back to Bledsoe. Portland moving the ball around. Hart the pass to Nurkic. Shot denied. Got a piece of it. And Booker kicks to Paul. And they double up Paul. Booker. It's rebounded by Hart.
And it seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
So the first one drops, and that'll push the lead to double digits.
Get this board, fellas. Get this board. Pinch here. Bring back the feet. Shoes on side.
And so he hits both. We've got 1:13 left in the fourth quarter. He passes to Simon. Winslow dishes it to Bledsoe. Pass to Hart. Here's Simon. Fast break, here come the Suns. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Despite his ineffectiveness, the team has found other scoring options, which you have to have when one of your main guys is struggling.
Free throw good, Booker. Portland's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession. And here's Phoenix. They're on a 16-3 run. Paul outside.
Use that.
Booker inside, defended by Simon. No good from Booker. And for Portland, their shooting struggles apparent. 37% from the field. Passes it to Hart. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Tries to save it. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession. So Portland ends up going with the new group. Phoenix has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And Phoenix can just let the clock run down here. Now here's Payton. He's guarded closely. So it's the Suns winning easily here. You know,
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm glad to have you with us for NBA basketball.
Thanks for joining us live for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. First for the Trailblazers. And for Phoenix. Then it's Bridges, and it's Crowder in at the 4.
Well, you know, I tell you what, guys, it's a tough road to hoe when you're trying to rebuild in the Western Conference. There's just no room or margin for error, and teams pile on while you're down.
Makes the lead pass. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high, fantastic one-hand jam.
Yeah, what a way to wrap up that possession.
And so here's Portland. The 3, Bledsoe, count that one. And back to the Suns in the West. They did finish with the worst record in the conference. They managed only 17 wins, Steve, against other teams in the West.
And that wasn't the worst mark, but it was close. The Suns' problem was that they didn't have a huge inside presence for long stretches of the season. And when you lack depth against teams with tough power forwards or centers out west, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Not the kind of pass you want to be making right there. He's lucky it wasn't stolen.
Paul outside. Here's Bridges. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And so here's Portland. It's a 3-point game. Pass to Hart. Nurkic. Backing in. Blocked. Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession. We're about 1 minute into the first. The Suns have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. There's the pass to Bridges.
Get outside, get outside.
Kicks it to Booker. Pass to Bridges. Portland grabs the miss. And now Portland on the break. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Monty Williams.
Kevin, their perimeter shooting game is what he thinks will make the difference in this one. He didn't want to take anything away from the defenders they're up against, but he did say he'd be surprised if his team doesn't shoot a high percentage from outside. We'll see, guys.
Doris, thank you. No, Clark, hard to create spacing without the 3.
I agree there. I mean, I'd say it's almost impossible with the size and speed of players in this day and age.
Well, he's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
Paul kicks to Crowder. Back to Paul. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, he gives his team such a boost when he's on the floor offensively, Kevin, just because of his ability to anticipate the game, to make the right pass, make the right play. and all the intangibles he brings to the table.
And you can't forget, this guy is always on the prowl defensively, looking to pick you off if you get too casual and loose with the ball. He kind of gets in your head that way. Guys, just get it! Watch out now.
Wow, we're going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Kevin. That was special.
Oh, man, that was a circus dunk.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball.
Help, 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 help!
Heaton, defended by Ukic. Here's Heaton. Hits the jump hook. Passes it to Hart. Portland moving the ball around. Winslow.
Grab the board!
Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Paul with the ball. The feed to Booker. From downtown, good, and Paul gets the assist. Booker's got 5.
Wow, just a tremendous first quarter shooting the basketball for them, guys.
Yeah, when they put it up, it's gone in.
Trailblazers trail by 8. Ukic passes to Simon. Winslow. Poked loose. Pass to Hart. Looking to end the run. Outside for Bledsoe. Winslow. He passes to Hart.
Bledsoe!
Simon, defended by Paul. The shot's good from Simon.
A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that 3.
Suns leading by 5. Here's the screen. Booker dishes to Paul. He kicks it to Booker. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Booker's got 7.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
For Portland, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Here's Jokic. No good. Now the Suns take it the other way. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, that's good.
Come on, man, defend him!
He's got 9.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
Portland with the ball. They trail by 9 points. Off target with the jump hook.
Well, he's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
And it's Paul penetrating.
What a play.
They couldn't have dreamt of a much better start than what they've had here today.
Everything's worked, especially offensively, and what a lead they have already to show for it.
1:41 left to play here in the first. Here's Simon. Portland no good that time either.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, a little frustrated now, shaking his head after that miss.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, it's no secret around the league, guys, that the Suns either have one of the best medical staffs in the game or they've built their practice facility by the fountain of youth. More evidence of that came when Jermaine O'Neal found new tread on his well-worn tires.
First free throw is good. Well, Clark, as you said, a lot of the players that left the Suns last season, such as Steve Nash and Grant Hill, had trouble keeping their health up. And, Steve, I don't know, you've been in that organization. Whatever they are doing that are keeping those players healthy and in top shape has been working. They are admirable in the way they have led that cause.
Well, it's a tremendous training staff. They've just always done a very good job of keeping their guys healthy by getting them in the training room every day for work, by combining the strength program with the training schedule. But a lot of confidence in that staff from the players, and I think it really shows.
Phoenix with the ball. Following the 3 from Smith. Here's Booker. No good with the triple. He feeds it to Brown. Out to Smith from the arc. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. That's 4 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been three-pointers.
They get the rebound. Johnson misses the layup.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession. And the Suns making a change here. 29 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Payne. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Craig. Phoenix no good that time either. Now here's Brown. On the wing, Johnson. And the pass to Payne. The 3. That one falls, coming off Johnson's feed. Just 4 seconds left in the first. Deflects the pass. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. Good if it goes. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what are you guys seeing?
Well, the thing they tried to establish right away was the presence down low. You look at the points in the paint. I think that's been the difference.
Yeah, and I like the fact, Steve, that they're not settling for the outside shots. I mean, go in there and get what you want. Keep attacking the rim.
Who's watching here?
Feeds it to McLemore. CJ. Off target from three-point range. Suns leading by 10. Here's Craig. And he ducks it in from the low post.
Well, every once in a while, he'll show us some pretty good moves around the hoop.
He dishes it to Smith. It's Biombo with the rebound.
And little to no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, that was a tough one right there.
Now Brown. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. The dish to McLemore. To the paint. Smith outside. McLemore.
Watch outside.
Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Guys, they've really built a nice lead here.
And I tell you what, I don't see any sign of them slowing down. You know, guys, Portland had one of the worst benches in the history of the league last season. You know, they didn't get much contribution there. It was almost like they went into every game playing 5 versus 12.
And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Oh, what a play. The hoop plus the harm.
Excellent concentration on the finish. That's big time.
Well, as Clark was talking about when referring to the Blazers, the bench scoring was a big problem for him as they didn't have anyone really outside their starting 5 that Steve could be counted on for 7 points or more a game.
Yeah, look, the NBA game is 48 minutes long. It's tough to survive for those full 4 quarters when you have no offensive punch off the bench. But I think this offseason they added a lot of firepower, a lot of scoring in reserve, and we'll see if that makes a difference for this team this year.
Now here's McLemore after the miss from Johnson. Oh, that's blocked.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Payton with the ball. Now defended by McLemore. Phoenix, no good that time either. Trailblazers trail by 9. CJ. Shot is off. Johnson with some nice D. For Phoenix, they've gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Fires the 3. Johnson missing again. Portland's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They are 4 for 9. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. McLemore, no good.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Payton, that's good. And the action on hold as it appears there's been an injury. Yep, he's definitely in a bad way out there right now. Tough to see.
No, this is the last thing you ever want to see at a game.
You know, at this point, we can just knock on wood, say a prayer, and wish him the best.
Now, here is Smith. He's got 6. Passes to Hart beyond the arc. The shot is off. Nice D from Craig. Phoenix leading by 11. Payton kicks to Crowder. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist.
They've been so efficient in the paint in this game. That's an area they've totally dominated.
You know, once they ID'd the edge they had inside, they just continued to attack it.
The shot's good from Simon.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
The Suns have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Pass to Craig. Back to Payton. Dishes to Crowder. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
That is not a difficult pass. You'd think they could keep it in bounds.
Phoenix has got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Eaton, defended by Ukic. Here's Eaton. Banked in off the glass. 8 points for him.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Yeah, they're getting exposed right now. Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
And the Suns making it.